wonder what it's all about. That's love. Oh, that's love. That's love. Just when you think you're on solid ground, just a word and you're upside down. That's love. Oh, that's love. That's love. That's love.
Smells nice. What is it?
Onions. My old mother always said, if something smells good in the kitchen, it's always onions.
Is that it then? Spaghetti and onions?
Well, sit down, you'll find out.
Smells lovely. Onions?
She's such a know-all.
Donald's special Wednesday night surprise. Spaghetti, a pound of mince and a sliced up onion.
Wrong. It's different this week.
Oh, what?
It's spaghetti, a pound of tomatoes and a sliced up onion. Vegan pasta. It's meat-free, ecological, and disgusting.
What do you think of that, Patsy? I was thinking of sending off for it.
Oh, it's not bad. Mind you, they're always disappointing when you get them, these mail orders.
Like most male things.
Anyway, that colour's much too washed out for you. You want something bolder.
Yeah, probably right.
Donald, this spaghetti, absolutely wonderful. Is it? Oh, so good. It's very, very al dente. Oh, good. What a relief. I was so anxious about it.
Sorry. It is. Very nice.
Good.
Yes, I'm sorry, it is perfect. Like every Wednesday. It's just that I'm a bit involved with these. I've got to,
Well, during the 10 seconds I have your attention, I think I agree with you.
What's that?
About our son and heir.
Eh?
Matthew. You remember Matthew, about so high, 4 years of age with red hair. Calls you mummy sometimes.
He's not our heir. He's got an older sister.
Oops, sorry. Outdated male figure of speech. Runner-up offspring and joint heir.
Anyway, what about him?
Well, we were discussing his education last Monday, yeah? And we were thinking of sending him to 1 of 3 schools. Now, you suggested Carpenter's, and I said, I want to think about it first. Well, I've thought, and I agree with you. Carpenter's it is. So you can send off the form.
I already have.
You have? Already?
Yep.
But I said I was going to think about it for a couple of days first.
Yes, now you have.
But you already sent off the form.
To the place you've agreed on.
But suppose I hadn't.
But you did.
But suppose.
That's hypothetical. This is real. You did.
But suppose.
You seem to have got stuck in a groove.
You don't like it?
Yeah, it's great. I'll take it up.
Oh, no. Oh, no, please.
No, it's all right. It's
Oh,
something I want to do.
sit down and finish your food. We're sorry. Sit down.
Okay.
Well, that's lovely, isn't it? Just embarrassed the pants off Olive.
No, I'm not embarrassed. And they're still on.
I'm not embarrassed either.
Well, I'm not embarrassed. I'm bloody furious.
Whatever for?
Well, you enter our son for a school off your own bat.
We discussed it.
But I hadn't decided.
You always take ages. You go all round the houses to get back to the one we first thought of.
But supposing I hadn't.
We've been past this post 4 times already. You did. It took you 2 weeks to make up your mind about Zoe's school before arriving at the obvious conclusion.
It wasn't in the least bit obvious.
It was to me. You nearly lost Zoe's place altogether, and I wasn't going to have that with Matthew.
Oh, you weren't going to have it. You weren't going to have it.
Look, if you'd decided on another school, there wouldn't have been any harm done. We'd have just cancelled the first application and applied to whichever other school we both agreed on.
You're always doing this, you know. I'm always being presented with a fait accompli.
That's not true. I wouldn't dream of
You
trying.
wouldn't dream, not much you wouldn't dream. You did it with this house, you know. You were in there with your offer before I
You
could...
can always withdraw an offer.
Yes, and then mess up the whole transaction. And you did it when we were choosing a nanny. Olive was the first one we saw.
I knew the minute I met her.
Yes, but we didn't see any of the others. Who knows?
Look, I think we better leave.
Oh, Olive, I didn't mean that.
No, Donald. I just mean up to my room to watch telly.
Oh, right. Fine. Good. God.
That was appalling. falling of you.
Yes, I know.
By all means, take a week to make up your mind if it avoids situations like that. Poor Olive.
Oh, now don't pull that one on me, for God's sake.
Which one?
Well, I make a prat of myself on some side issue, and then you come steaming in on that point and deflect us from the central point.
I wasn't.
What was it anyway?
What?
The central point.
The education of our younger child and joint heir.
That wasn't. It was decisions, and who makes them?
We do.
Ha!
Look, you want him to go to Carpenter's, yes?
Yes, but
You
we-
wanted Olive to be their nanny,
Yes,
yes?
but we did-
You wanted to live in this house,
I
yes?
know, but we-
Do you want Zoe to change her school?
Of course not.
Well then, see? All jointly approved decisions.
None of which was the... My God, you're bossy tonight.
Oh, I'm sorry, darling. I'm just too tied up with all of this to get involved with something that really isn't terribly
Important.
I didn't say that.
Now, you stop yourself in time.
Well, honestly, darling, you do bob along a bit sometimes.
Bob along.
Sort of.
In your wake, you mean?
No.
Like a dinghy behind a cruiser. Or should I say battleship?
Darling, I don't mind you taking your time.
You don't mind.
Sort of endearing, really.
But not tonight.
Well, I'm
Busy! Yes. So you said. Sorry. I won't make another sound, I promise. Only a word. Not another sound. Do you worry too much? I must soak this up. I feel pretty. I feel pretty. Hello, sweetie. Your gin jams are here, all nicely aired and warm.
That's my only nightie. You won't tear it, will you?
Me tear it? I rather hope that,
I'm sorry, you really do look terribly funny. I ought to fall over laughing. I'm just past it.
Oh, darling, I know, I do. All those joint decisions you have to take on your own. So wearing for you.
Oh, Donald, couldn't we put all this in the to be continued department?
Yeah, sorry. Sorry, boring fart of hubby being more boring.
It's not that.
No, of course it's not. It's the wallpaper that's being boring. The wall... Will you stop being so boring, please?
All this effort, this energy, it's unbearable.
Oh, it's unbearable. I thought... Not boring. Unbearable. Got it. Sorry, yes. I thought a bit of levity might ease things a bit, you know? A bit of role reversal might enable us to grapple. Oh, not with each other, for God's sake, no. No, but with the, dare I say it, situation.
There isn't any situation.
Oh, there is. In case you hadn't noticed, and we better deal with it pronto. Look, no one could call me a male chauvinist, could they?
Not at the moment, no.
Well, even clothed in a fur-lined coat with a horned helmet, you'd hardly call me the Genghis Khan of the marital residence, could you? Could you?
No.
No. You see, what I love about living with you are the things we do together. The things that we decide together. And because it's you, thank you for choosing me, by the way. Those together things are terrific. Yeah, they give us a wonderful base. We chose this house. We decided to have children.
I actually had them.
So you did. Now, is that the beginning of the separateness, the children? It's a very lonely business pregnancy, very introverted.
No, you were great. Really supportive.
Thank you. So are we losing touch because you just grown to think that I'm a bit of an old slow coach? Bit of a pedestrian appendage to you? So, how can a mere bobber cope with being married to someone who not only thinks that she's cleverer than he is, in most departments, not all, it's admitted I'm better at spaghetti, but also feels she must thrust it down his throat And cleverness, not the spaghetti. I mean, I don't beat you up daily to prove that I'm stronger than you. Why do you have to keep dashing ahead of me to prove that you're faster? Hmm? Why do I bother?
Hi, darling.
Hi.
You're late. Hard day at the fun factory.
Very.
They're in bed already. They want a giant belly bowl story.
Oh, no.
Are you up to it, or shall I?
No, I will. In a second. Oh. You know, there's nothing like a really extraordinary coincidence to keep life interesting, is there?
Like what?
Well, today, at work, they asked me to make a decision.
Yeah?
Oh, not, old boring one about international tax problems, but, one about us.
You and me?
Yeah.
Well?
Well, it seems I'm wanted. Eh? Boring old, half-witted, can't make up his mind, jelly-boned, bobbing along me is wanted. For 6 months in Houston, Nassau, and Rio. To sort out some oil tycoon's tax problems.
Really?
Lots of money.
Well, what did you say?
Ah! Well, you see, for once, I knew, instinctively, what both our answers would have been.
And what were they?
Oh, well, you see, I hadn't talked it over with you first. Let's discuss it. What do you think our answer would have been?
You shouldn't play wicked games.
Who's playing games?
The children would miss you dreadfully.
And I then?
And I'd miss you too. But it's your career. You must make the decision. You must make the decision for yourself. What is this?
My prediction of your answer.
Proper little gypsy.
Yes. I saw it in my crystal ball. The uncrushed one.
So what did you decide?
Well, I applied for it on the spot, of course. Instant response. Proud of me? I'll go and give the kids their story. Mwah. Bum, 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 bum.
6 months, none of your home comforts. Your kids will be grown up. You leave and miss your old lady.
Someone's put you up to this, haven't they, Gary?
Certainly not.
Really?
Cross my heart.
Gary, how do you and Amanda make decisions?
Hey?
You and Amanda, how do you arrive at your joint family decisions?
Joint? Well, what's joint? She decides the women's things, I decide the men's.
Yeah, but which are which?
Well, I decide what I'm going to do, and she decides everything else.
So she even decides where the kids go to school?
They go to the nearest one, that's that.
You make life sound so simple, Gary.
Well, it is. You and Patsy have got some very unhealthy habits. All this thinking and discussing. I mean, you're not in her league when it comes to grey matter, are you? So why try it?
Cheers.
Look, don't take offence. You are a lucky man. So am I. Lots of women are as thick as two planks, still make the decisions. We got two good ones. Cheers.
So you genuinely think, all on your own, that I've made the wrong decision?
Real bummer.
Yeah, I'm beginning to think you're right, you know? I'm not looking forward to it at all. Houston's so vulgar, and Nassau so boring, and Rio, well, the heat, you know?
Rio? Did you say Rio?
Yeah.
De Janeiro? In Brazil?
Yes!
Jesus Christ, she didn't say you were going there. I mean, you didn't say you... Nassau? In the West Indies?
It's in the Bahamas, actually. Just off Southend.
You've been offered 6 months in Rio, Nassau and Texas.
Yeah.
Oh, well, blimey, jump at it, mate, it'll fly
Hang on, you were just saying now...
by. Yeah, but she didn't tell... You didn't tell me where. God. Last trip I got out of my firm was a day at an electronics factory in Harlow, Newtown. Rio? Oh, just think of the crumpet for starters. Rio's throbbing with it.
Yeah, I know, I've been.
You been before?
Yeah.
And?
And what?
And?
And?
Oh, tell me you're pulling my leg. Nobody's as slow as this.
Oh, well, I was only there for a couple of days.
What you got in your arteries? Washing up water?
Gary? Gary, you were told to talk me out of it, weren't you?
I cannot tell a lie. And I agreed. I'm sorry. Apparently Mandy had been chewing the cud with your missus on the subject. She's very upset, your missus. That soppy cow of mine never told me where. I mean, I can't do it. I'm sorry. I wouldn't be true to myself if I did. No. You go, chummy. Only don't send me a postcard, will you? Don't need to depress me.
Patsy? Did you talk to Amanda about my trip?
What?
Well, asking for her assistance.
No.
And yet apparently Gary was detailed by Amanda to talk me out of it.
Really? How extraordinary.
Yeah. And that was none of your work.
Would I do something like that?
No. Only thing is, Gary got the hots for a trip to Rio himself, so he couldn't do it.
What?
He just wanted to come along with me.
What, you mean he blew it?
Blew what?
Nothing.
So you were behind it?
Well,
Well, what?
well, I did just mention something to Amanda.
You discussed our business with Amanda and Bombhead.
Well...
Patsy, this is pathetic. So you don't want me to go? And you can't even say that to me. Why ever not?
I couldn't be the one to hold you back.
Oh. First, you take all the decisions without me because you're so positive and I'm just an old slow coach. And now, you can't tell me how you feel because I'm such a high flyer and you're just a little woebegone wife clinging to my coattails. I don't believe a word of it.
Can't win, can I?
You know, a gulf has opened up between us. I think it's just as well I'm not going to be around for the next few months. It'll give us both time for a bit of reassessment, eh?
Gary blew it. He gave the whole game away to Donald in that pass. No, he didn't. What do you mean, no, he didn't? Hang on. I'm having a chat.
That was the game, for him to blow it.
I'm not with you.
I had to work out what Gary would do and how Donald would react.
So?
Well, I got it right.
You mean you instructed Gary to blow it?
No. You could never trust Gary that far. I instructed him to try and talk Donald out of it, but didn't say where Donald was going. I guessed that when Donald told him where he was going, Gary'd go gaga. The thought of all that rich tropical high life would be too much for him. And it was.
You devious little so-and-so.
Aren't I?
But that means you manipulated me too, then?
Oh, well, I don't know. What did you do?
Well, when Donald accused me of discussing things with you, I couldn't keep it up. I admitted it.
Oh, yes. Well, that's all right, then. You were supposed to.
I what?
Yes, my plan was for Donald to find out.
You.
All I wanted was for Donald to find out that you were prepared to go to any lengths to stop him from going, but weren't prepared to admit it.
Well, he's certainly done that.
Yes. You see, then he could play the big man, which you don't let him do enough. And then he'd soften and change his mind for your sake.
There's just one thing.
What?
It's had the opposite effect. He's more determined than ever to go.
Oh, dear. Oh, you can't win them all.
Hello. You're early.
Yeah. Where's everyone?
In the park.
Oh.
I came on back to get tea. Want to come?
Thanks, yeah. Oh. I'm knackered.
How's the big interview for the job?
Oh, well, that was just a formality, like I said. Now, what's done me in is this conference we had this... Oh. Look, if that's for me, I'm in South America, all right?
Already? Hello? Yes, it is. Just a minute, I'll see if he's back yet. It's your office.
Oh, it'll be the result of the interview. Hello, Donald Redfern here. Hello, Geoffrey, yes. Well, it was quite amusing, really, yes. Yes, I'm sitting comfortably. Oh. Oh, right, yes. No, of course not, no. A bit of a surprise, but, So who's the lucky fella? Do I know him? Her. Well, I wonder how she got the job. Yes. No, of course not, no. Well, thanks for calling, Geoffrey. Yes, I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Your tea.
Olive,
Yes? There are the others.
you never heard that call. You promise?
What call?
Thank you.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
Where are the kids?
Oh, they're coming in a minute. They've got a ride with Gary.
All right.
Big treat with a big man. He came and picked us up.
Yeah.
You're home early.
Yes.
Well, how did it go?
What?
The interview, of course.
Oh, that, yes.
Yes, that.
I, didn't go.
What?
No, I scrubbed it.
You scrubbed it?
Yes, I withdrew.
Why?
Well, I just didn't think it was me. You know, I don't need to be doing all that flashing about now, do I? I'd rather be here. Oh, with you.
You didn't do this because of me.
With all of you. Hi. Come on. Hi. Wait, that's sweet. Hey, tea time.
So, who is going then in your place?
Oh, someone single.
That's love. Oh, that's love. That's love.
Stay tuned next when super sleuth Trevor and Jill are visited by 3 dark cars and 6 grey-suited men, no doubt in search of the Beiderbecke tapes in a couple of minutes.